Waiting for the AC to turn off so I can sweat during the video. So right now I got it down to 68 degrees in here. It's currently 101 outside. Air conditioner just turned on. So let's see how quickly the temperature rises in here. What's up, Internet? Current 1776 here, and I got the July box right there for you. Mission 113. I'm excited about this box. There's some stuff in this box we've been working on for quite some time now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed testing out some of this stuff and been using some of this stuff for quite a while, and it's freaking awesome that I finally get to share it with you. Without any further ado, let's check out Mission 113 for July 2024 in the heat. Soon to be heat. The air conditioning is turned off. Remember? Yo. Don't need that. All right, so mission 113. Got our mission booklet right there. Wow, see if I can get the glare off of it right off the bat. Yeah, yeehaw, focus is working good, come on. And we've always got the Pro Plus here in our video. So we got our basic, advanced, Pro, and Pro Plus levels. Whichever level you got or don't got, we're gonna show you right here, right? First up in the basic box, we got the Cat Tongue Glow Gription Tape. It's a 2-pack. It's all in 1 pack, but it's a 2-pack. It's a twofer. There's 2 pieces in there. So right there, check it out. Cat Tongue Grips. All grip, no slip. So it's non-abrasive, it's durable, it's allergy-free, it's waterproof, it's anti-slip, it's antimicrobial, it's all the anti-things. So let me open it so I can show it to you. Can I open it without destroying the package? Probably not. I'm sure you've needed some grip on some things, right? Be it a tool, be it the keyboard sliding around on your desk, your dog's bowl, your tackle box sliding around on the slick surface of your boat, things like that. Well, applying this, feeling weak today. Applying this dude to those areas will help alleviate that. So you get 2 pieces here, as you can see, 1 inch wide a piece. You know, a piece of film you got to peel off. So you can cut you a piece, put it on the bottom of your keyboard if your keyboard's sliding around. On the bottom, like some coolers slide around like crazy in the back of your pickup truck and things like that. You can put this down on the feet of those and it'll help keep it from sliding around. But it's not like sticky, it's grippy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And we don't have grip-o-vision or feel-o-vision where you can tell, but can it focus in enough where you can see the dimples on this thing? The dimples. In addition to it, it freaking glows, and it glows really freaking bright. Walking across the yard in the sunlight or whatever, this stuff starts to glow really well. So I'll put it up against this light for just a second, and I don't know if you can see it in my hands there. I'll have to show a video of this in the dark. Use these as trail markers. You can on a gate or whatever so that it glows or whatever if people can see it. I mean, if you need something just as a marker, as a way to glow, this works great for that, but it's also really good for gripping. So you got this, you know, dirt don't really stick to it, dust don't really stick to it or anything like that. It's not sticky or gritty at all. Let's see, I put on here, you know, you can use it use it on the back of your phones, tools, railings, your tablets, dog bowls, keyboards, fishing rods, gardening tools, gate latches, doormats, rugs, coolers, boating gear, you name it. If it slips around, if it don't stay where you want it to stay, you can cut you a piece of this off with a pair of scissors or a knife, stick it on there, and all of a sudden you got some gription. You can wrap it on the tip of your fishing rods. When the sun goes down, you can see the tip of your fishing rod where you can get a little catfish bite. You know what's going on. Your second item in the basic box, having a way to source fire. Everybody's like, why don't you just use a lighter? Well, believe it or not, most every survivalist, even bushcrafters, yada, 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 keep lighters on them. Having the skill to use these things when you're out of fuel or they don't work or they got wet or yada, yada, yada. But it's good to have a lighter on you. We've got the Tactica, is it focused? X100 survival lighter. This thing is really freaking cool, man. It's made, did I put what it's made of? It's solid die cast body. Here it is in the package, really cool package. Or Tactica, however you want to say it. Really has cool packaging. So we got this bright orange, which is cool. So if you lay it on the ground, you don't lose it. You gonna stay? All right, so here's your lighter. It's metal. It's really nice. It's got some heft to it, right? So you got the cap, twist cap off, and here is your lighter. You pull this out, there's a little O-ring right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's a little O-ring right there, just to help keep water out, keep fluid in, etc., etc. Also in the bottom of this, you got a little area where you can have a fire starter. So here's a little fire starter. It's very dense. It's very dense. So you can just cut a little piece of this off, fluff it up, and use it to help start a fire. The canister itself, you can see here's a nice little canister. It does have an O-ring here at the top, so if you do have some leakage of fuel in the bottom, it doesn't come out the top if you turn your, oops, just lost my fire starter. If you turn this upside down, or it's in your pocket and it's upside down, like, you're not gonna have fluid leaking out into your pants, which sucks, right? But it does have a cap on the end. Got a little O-ring cap, and then that's the cotton on the inside where you put your fuel in, like your typical fuel like this. So you put that in there. Don't oversaturate it. That's one of the biggest problems that people do with lighters such as these, is they fill this joker up where it's just complete, like it's full of liquid. You just need to saturate that cotton pretty good and do a little bit at a time, let it soak a little bit at a time. Don't overfill it, because you're gonna potentially have leakage anyway if you overfill it. There's no sense in doing that. On the inside here is a little brass screw area. That's so that you can replace your flint. Screw this little O-ring cap back on. We'll drop our fire starter back down in the bottom, push this in so it seals with the O-ring, and you've got your lighter. I've got one here in the mystery spot that I've already put fluid in. Right there, got my fluid, boom. We got fire. Now we can start a fire, or light your buddy's cigarette if he's a smoker or not, which you shouldn't be. That stuff's unhealthy. It's not good for you. Don't do that. So yeah, that's the Tactica, was it the X100 survival lighter with fire starting material tinder in the bottom of it. Yeehaw. Really, really cool. Very durable. Throw it on the freaking concrete. It doesn't hurt it. It's really good. And last in the basic box, we've got a medical item here recommended by Shay Parrish, our procurement extraordinary. She's really cool, and she recommended the TacMed. I don't know how to say this completely correctly. Olaes, O-L-A-E-S, modular bandage. It's in this sealed package right here. This is kind of a culmination of years and years and years of development and understanding with trauma nurses all the way to medics in the field of battle, right? It's kind of hard to read anything on it because it's like air sealed. You got directions here on the back. And I am not a medical professional by any means, so I might have to refer to my notes that I put in the card here to be sure I'm telling you everything properly. So let me make this where it's good and visible. So you got this paper outside here. Open that up. And here is your bandage. So this is a little different than we've sent before. You see this thing right here, this little plastic cup? Does a couple things. It's a bunch of it, okay? It's a bunch of it. All right. So we pack that in there, the wound. So assume that's packed in there, all that. Put this over whatever the issue is, and then you start wrapping. This piece right here helps create pressure where the wound is, right? Velcro periodically all through there to help keep it put, right? So pack the wound, start pushing this around. This right here, that cup helps apply pressure to the area that you're packing, and you cover it up. So that piece continues to add pressure. You've got the Velcro that continues to keep it put. And then you have this plastic clip area here and Velcro where you can secure in right there, and you clip it to the other side too. This is my non-medical professional speech about this. And that joker's got little teeth in there and it freaking holds. Now I can't get it off. I'm gonna have to break it to get it off. That's good. That joker does not want to come off, which is what you want, right? Also, this cup area can provide ocular, where's it go? So you got 3 million, so let me read so I don't get you guys all flabbergasted, and those that are medical professionals probably rolling over right now screaming I'm doing it wrong. So it's a modular bandage for advanced wound care designed with direct input from the most experienced combat medics, first responders in the world. So 3 meters of sterile Z-Pack gauze behind the wound pad, which I showed you, a removable ocular plastic sheet for increased treatment versatility, and true pressure cup to generate focused pressure on the wound site. Also acts as a rigid eye shield for ocular injuries. So if you have an ocular injury, you can protect your eye with that. Very cool piece of kit in here. Obviously, what you have in your kit does not necessarily mean you know what you're doing. So getting any sort of medical training that you can is, I need to up mine. It's been years since I've had any medical training job I used to have. I had to keep up a first aid compliance, or whatever they called it, certification for some of the places that I had to work, and some of the stuff that we worked with, we had to have certain types of medical equipment and understand how to use it and understand CPR and do all that sort of stuff. I need to do that again because I'm rusty. But a really great piece of kit for your medical kits right here with the Oleus modular bandage. You can see it better now that I got it out of the package. Yeehaw. Hopefully I didn't butcher that explanation. That little plastic clip ain't no joke. When that joker freaking goes on there, it does not want to come off. See them little teeth right there? Them little teeth grab down inside of that gauze, and it did not want to come off. So that is your basic box right there. We got the cat tongue, we got the lighter, and we got the gauze right here. All right, so now it's time for the advanced box. In the advanced box this month, man, let me tell you something. I've had so much fun with this and have made such cool friends with this. We've got a slingshot, like a legit freaking slingshot from Simple Shot. And I love the name of their company because it's actually pretty freaking simple. Just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of correct understanding and instruction, which they have all of the above. So with the slingshot, we're getting a bag of 500 9mm or 3/8 inch biodegradable clay ammo. We get, here's the ammo. Keep forgetting about my camera right there. We're getting some spinner targets. You get 5 in there, I believe it is. 5 spinner targets, and the Scout X. This slingshot's amazing. All their slingshots amazing. This one, however, is the first one that I've used of theirs. And I've got a few of their others. This one right here has got all the features to put you on the path of success when it comes to shooting these freaking slingshots. They were at Georgia Bushcraft Fall Gathering and Spring Gathering this past year, but at the Fall Gathering was the first time I met these guys face to face, and I think I was talking to them maybe 10 minutes, getting a little bit of instruction, and then I got where I was doing pretty freaking good. About an hour later, I was doing really good. A couple hours later, I was considered a sniper. The medal right there to prove it. So we had a competition, and I won a medal as a Simple Shot sniper. So in your package here, you're gonna get the Simple Shot Scout X itself. This thing's great, man. It's got fiber optic little sights right here. It's got a clip system. You can shoot over the forks or through the forks with it. It's really, really nice. You get a little target right there with some information on it. Read it. You get 2 bands here. Now, these bands, one of them is for clay and one of them is for steel shot, okay? Use the correct band, you're gonna get proper speed and better longevity out of your band using the correct band with the correct ammo. Also in that package, you're gonna get a little sample of steel ammo, sample of clay ammo, sticker, information about other products they have. And when I say they have everything slingshots, I mean they have everything slingshots. If you need slingshots, if you need bands, if you need ammo, if you need targets, if you need parts, if you like to make your own bands, they have all of it. Anything you'll ever want or need when it comes to slingshots. We don't need that. And also they have this right here, quick start guide, where they literally will coach you through proper understanding of how to use this freaking slingshot, or any other slingshots for that matter. So the slingshot itself, okay, you have removable scales here, or handles, so you can shoot them without them, you can shoot them with them. They sell weighted ones, so if you want to add a little bit of weight, you can get weighted. They sell different colors. You can change the colors of your clips, your scales, or whatever. You've got your lanyard here. Recommended that you put the lanyard around your wrist when you're shooting this thing. So when you're shooting, it gives you some stability, but also if you lose your grip or whatever, you don't want this slingshot flying back and hitting you in the face. So wear your lanyard on there when you're shooting. I don't always do that, I should. Also on the lanyard, you have a little tool right here, a little hex key, so that you can loosen and tighten your clips up here, okay? So I like to take mine off just because I don't have to like keep taking it in and out because it's spinning my lanyard. You do you. Simple Shot has a metric ton of videos. They actually have a, and guys forgive me if I get this wrong, and it might be on one of these inserts. They also have a video course that you can do. Let me tell you about Simple Shot real quick. This is, not only do I like the products, but I like the people. They're personable people. The people that work for them are great. The owner is an actual competitive slingshot shooter. The man is unfreaking real. I went and shot some slingshots with him a few weeks ago. I went up into South Carolina and hung out with those guys, and it's absolutely amazing what the guy can do with a slingshot. And he's in these courses and teaches you all this stuff. So it's not just a company that makes slingshots. This company lives and breathes slingshots. They're in the competitive world of slingshots, which I did not even know freaking existed. Freaking slingshot competitions, like it's huge all over the world. So watch some of their videos. I'll have some videos posted of me doing stuff with them. But anyway, you put your tool in your clip right here, you loosen it up just a little bit, and you can see this clip here opens up. Now, I know for me, when I was growing up with slingshots, you had the, what was it, Daisy wrist rockets or whatever, right? They had the tube bands. Not consistent, not reliable. I did okay with them. These bands right here are amazing. So let me find my clay bands. So they use flat bands. It's kind of like a surgical band in a way, right? It's not so much of how hard it is to pull the bands back to gain speed and stuff like that. It's the type of rubber that how it retracts back to its normal state. So when I pull this back, it's very easy to pull back. Like these bands are super light. I remember some of those wrist rockets, man, it was a hard pull and you couldn't aim well, you're shaking, you're trying to aim good. These are light, however, they're really quick and really fast to go back to their normal shape or normal position, okay? So you get your flat bands like this. You can see here, you got your pouch. When it's tied on, you have, you know, the piece sticking out that's tied on. So you've got this piece here, see how that looks? When you tie these on, you want these ears to be on the outside. So when you're shooting it, you want the ears on the outside. You don't want the ears on the inside. Does that make sense? So in doing that, you kind of lay this down, you say, okay, I want this to be on the outside. So I lay it down like this. And the more you do this, the less you got to think about it, you just know. So the top of this right here Ears on the outside, so this is the top of the band. The top of the band, I want to go closest to the little fiber optic piece right there. If I'm shooting over the top, which I recommend you start shooting over the top. So you put the band, so this is the top of my band, it's going to the outside of the forks. There's a stop in there, you can't push it but so far, there's a stop in there, push it closed, and it holds it in there. Now take your tool and tighten that up. Now, you do not have to freaking Hercules tighten this thing. Tighten it where you feel that's kind of a stopping point. You can crank past it. There's no need to do that. So the top of my band of my ear on the outside is going to the outside. So like this. So I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to find the top of my band with the ears outside. Pull my clip open like that. Put this down on the inside till it stops. Push it with my finger to close it. Tighten it up. Now check it away from your face. Not like this. Check it, be sure like it doesn't slip. Everything's good to go. So everything's good to go. So as you can see, I'm over the top. See, the bands are going over the top like that, okay? The optics are facing me. The logo needs to face you when you're holding it. This side right here has more writing. It says simple shot, always wear eye protection. So that part needs to be facing towards your target. Ears are on the outside. As you can see, it's creating a V shape. So when you pull this back, you want the bands to be going in like this, like a V shape towards you. See, it's a V shape. If it was the other way around, it'd form an A shape. This is coming to the peak, so it's an A shape. You want it to be a V shape, okay? That's how you know that your bands are on right. Obviously, if you got one going one way and one going the other, that's incorrect, right? So the goal is to have the same amount of stretch and pull equally across both sides so you get a straight shot out of it. All right, so you put your lanyard on. There's several ways you can hold this. You can hold it hammer grip like this, okay? And you can shoot straight up and down like that. You can shoot straight up and down like that. You can shoot this way. You can hold it like this. So you bring your thumb up to this area, your pointer finger up to this area, hold it like that, and shoot it like this, or like this if you want to. Or you can, I forget what he calls this. I'm holding it the wrong way. What did Nathan call this grip? I can't remember what he called this grip. Anyway, you put your thumb here, finger here. So I'm holding it like this now. So my hand isn't gripping it all the way around. I'm putting my thumb here. You see that? Putting my thumb here, finger here. Making sure I'm keeping my ears of my tie to my pouch to the outside. My bands are straight. They're forming a V coming to me. And I can shoot like this. All right. That's kind of how I like to shoot. I find myself doing it like this a lot. But when I'm being conscious of it, I like to put my thumb there. I like to push out and shoot. Right? Very, very, very accurate. Okay. You can tune your bands. You can build up speed. You can get your draw distance and all change. You can trim each side equally, you know, a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, an inch, and you can increase your speed. But I recommend doing it full band to start with, get used to the feeling of it and shoot. When you're shooting over the top like this, you want to use the optic and on the corner piece as your point of reference. It's not necessarily a sight. It's going to depend on your way of shooting, right? You need to be sure to keep a good anchor point, consistent anchor point every single time, yada, yada, yada. go to their website, watch the videos, okay? They're gonna do a way better job of teaching this than myself. I'm just trying to give you some basics, all right? So when you shoot, all right, and you're shooting over the top, your bands are going over the top out of the clips, you wanna use the corner sight, this one. If you're shooting through the forks, which would mean when I put my bands in, I put them in the side through the forks, my band would be going in the side instead of in the top. So I'm just going to do one, put it on the side. So now I've got it coming through the side. So when I'm shooting, instead of using the corner pin as my sight reference, you use this pin right here in the middle as your sight reference. And obviously do both bands the same way. Don't do it like I got it right now. One coming out the side, one coming out the top. It's not gonna work good. It's not gonna work good. So these bands are the type of weight of the bands, the thickness of the bands are dependent on if you're shooting clay or you're shooting steel. So be sure you're using the right band. Obviously when you're shooting, you wanna be sure that you put your shot in there and you got your pouch folded evenly. You don't want it in there like that. One end's longer than the other. You want to try to keep them as even as possible. There is a little hole in the center to help get your shot or your ammo kind of positioned in the right area. And you're not necessarily death gripping, pinching the living crap out of that ammo. You want to be able to hold it firmly enough that when you're holding back, you're aiming, you know, you're using your dominant eye or both eyes. If you're that kind of shooter, you're getting the same amount of pull. And you want that pouch just to slip out. You don't want to let go or let go. You want it to slip out. You say slip when you shoot it. No, I'm just kidding. Your spinners are really cool. Take a piece of string and put these spinners up. Every one of these packages has got QR codes, so you can go to their website so you can learn how to properly use the product and all that stuff. Great instruction and great people. Like, they're honestly become really good friends of mine. So you got this spinner target. You can shoot this with clay or with steel. So you run some string through there and you can just do different sizes. They got all the way down to this little itty bitty guy right here. So these are just going to take a beating. You can shoot them with steel or the clay, and they spin around when you hit them. They're called spinners. You know. So they give you everything you need: steel shot band, clay shot band, a big old bag of clay shot. If these don't break or bust, like if you're shooting something hard where they break or bust and you can find them and pick them up, you can shoot them again. Steel is going to be a little more consistent because, you know, they're more likely to be the same weight, every one of them. They're more likely to be the same size, same perfect roundness. Sometimes you'll get a clay one that's a little bit oblong or something like that. But you don't have to worry about finding these to reuse them because they'll just turn back to dirt. They're obviously biodegradable. They're made out of clay. So, excellent tool, a great skill to have. I think all of us are marksmen. Like, deep down inside, everybody has some sort of marksmanship need, right? Like, it's primal for us, right? Slingshots are so much fun, and when you get really good at it, you can take that steel shot right there and you can procure some food for yourself. Small game, things like that, trimming the weeds in your yard. I mean, freaking Nathan literally was like, want to hit that weed over there sticking up out of the ground, and cuts the weed in half. It's freaking amazing. So practice makes perfect, but simple shot makes it simple and easy. I'm telling you, this is the simplest, most effective slingshot company I have ever freaking used. Like, I have 100% got frustrated with other slingshots. I can shoot really good with this, like cutting cans in half, shooting weeds. Not yet tried to hunt with it, but it's coming. So that's your advanced box. Sorry that was very long-winded, but I am super excited about this product right here. And they freaking threw everything you need to get you started. And when you need more, simple-shot.com. If you need it and it's got to do with slingshots, well, by golly, they got it. I promise you. And it's good quality stuff, and the online coaching is amazing. So check them out. Why am I trying to throw that away? I'm excited. I want to go shoot slingshots now. And that is a member recommended item from Adam K of Halton Lake, Michigan. Thank you so much, dude, because I've gained some friends through this relationship. They're in South Carolina, so I can go hang out with them and camp and go shoot slingshots with them. And I am now thoroughly addicted to slingshots. I have like 6 of their slingshots. I'm addicted. It's great. You can literally build little target systems, sit on your front porch in your neighborhood and shoot slingshots and have an absolute freaking blast. So much fun. My kids even enjoy it. All right, so moving on, because I can talk about slingshots for days. Please, especially if you're on the members only page on Facebook and you get this, post some videos on the members only page of you shooting your slingshot. Also look around because you might have a pretty awesome discount to their website if you need to get more ammo or more bands, or you want to try a different slingshot or something like that. It's in the box. Pro box time. So in the pro box, I'm equally excited about this because this thing's gotten me out of some binds. We've got the Pod Extreme power on demand, man, high performance automotive jump starter and power pack. This thing freaking works, dude. V8 engines, diesel engines, it'll jump it, and it's small and lightweight. Look, a lot of people ride around with them daggum jump boxes in their truck, right? And they're in their car, these big jump boxes. Look how small this is. This does what they do. So I got this old diesel tractor. It's a 3-cylinder diesel tractor. I mean, and it takes some juice to turn this thing over. And it's dead as a doornail. I don't use it very much anymore. I use it occasionally, and typically it's dead, right? This thing jumps it when I got fuel in it. So it's an excellent thing to keep in your car. I can't tell you how many times I've jumped my wife's Yukon when we were having some issues with that. Like the freaking battery just kept dying in it over and over and over again. She kept this in her vehicle, and I think she jumped it many times before we needed to charge it again. Here's your little box that you can keep in your glove box and under your seat or whatever. You open it up. You got a charging cable to charge. Excuse me, where'd that come from? To charge the actual unit in here itself. You've got your cables here that you hook to your battery, and it's got this little dude right here which has, help with polarity or whatever, so even if you hook it up backwards or whatnot, like it doesn't damage anything, like it's not going to work, you got to correct it. But if you accidentally do it wrong, this is going to know it. It's not going to allow this to do what it's supposed to do until you correct your polarity on your battery. So there's your alligator clips, your connections. And then here, we've got the unit itself right here. So it says Pod X. Got the data here on the back. It's got flashlight. Right here in the middle is where you connect it. It's got, you can't put it on wrong, like it has to go in a certain way. You push that down in there. It's got a little protective plastic piece here. Let's take this off. That's satisfying. Anyway, hook that to your battery and it will freaking crank the daggum thing. It's freaking amazing. Obviously 4 cylinders, freaking 4-wheelers, lawnmowers, V8s, diesel engines, the whole 9 this thing will do. It's got a button here on the side. Push the button, it tells you your charge capacity. So right now, right out of the box, it's 100%, which is awesome. Push and hold it, light comes on. Push and hold it, light turns off. Here on this side right here is USB connections. So you've got 2 USB outs, and then you have the input side, which is USB-C. Got you a nice cord right there. Yeah, see the cord. Put that into USB-C, and you can plug this into a wall wart or plug it into a USB device or whatever and charge this. Outside of jumping a dead battery and the benefits of that, right? You don't have to keep you don't have to keep this big roll of daggone jumper cables in your car. You don't have to rely on somebody else's vehicle or somebody else's stop or somebody else in a parking lot to come up to you to help jump your car. You can do the whole freaking thing yourself. But outside of that, this is an absolutely ridiculous phone charger. Let me find the specs on it. 12-volt system compatible, obviously, because that's what vehicles are, right? 1,000 plus amps, 1,000 plus amps cranking power, if you will, on this thing. 20 plus jumps per full charge. I can attest to that because I'm pretty sure my wife at least got like between 15 and 20 before she ever charged it again. That's how long we took before we fixed our battery problem. Well, it wasn't a battery problem, it was an alternator problem. She used it a bunch of times. It works. Trickle charge USB-C input. So you got the 2.1 amp USB outputs at 5 volts, USB 3.0, digital display. You know, it's rugged, silicone casing around it. So if you drop it or whatever, or you know, you're in your engine bay with it, like it's protected. It's got a rubberized coating on the outside. It's in all our vehicles. It's in my kids' vehicles, my vehicle. I've jumped my lawnmower a few times with it. My daughter's four-wheeler, of course my wife's car, jumped my tractor, and I jumped my dad's Thunderbird. He's got a Thunderbird car. Like, it was dead. I jumped it with this. So that is your ProBox item, the Pod Extreme. No longer do you need that big jump pack if you're the kind of person that runs around with a jump pack in your vehicle. All right, so Pro Plus box time. This one's cool. This is a knife. You're getting a folder this month, okay? Getting a folder this month. It's sweet. It's freaking sweet. It's the BSD Bravo Sierra Delta Brooder, and it's designed by Braden Sweeten. We take my last month's knife and open this here tape. So you got this packaging right here. It says Brooder. It says Brooder on it right there inside this little tube. So we want to take that off, and boom. Oh yeah, right there. You want a close-up of it, don't you? You want a close-up of it, don't you? Okay, all right, here we go. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Very, very nice. Very nice. Let's see how it opens. You ready? Oh yeah, nice and smooth. Look at that, dude. That's a pretty knife right there. I like this thing. BG10 steel. That BSD written right there. Really nice. Sharp, liner lock. Really open design. You can see right through. You can see right through the scales there. Feels really good in the hand. It's got a great pivot to it. Good lock. The clip is ambidextrous, so you can take the clip off this side and put it on this side if you want to. It is a tip up carry, which majority of knives are tip up carry. That's a good looking knife. Let me be sure I got your specs right for it. 7.5 inches overall. We got a 3.15 inch blade length. Weighs 107 grams. Stainless steel handle with micarta scales. So you got stainless steel here on the bottom with micarta here on the top. It's a green micarta. VG10 stainless steel blade, deep carry pocket clip with liner lock. So Braden Sweeten was raised in the Rocky Mountains, and so he's an outdoorsman. Really got into designing knives due to his love of the outdoors. A lot of his designs are kind of inspired by his time growing up in the Rocky Mountains, and so he felt the need to build this here folder and design this folder for a great EDC knife that's also capable of handling some outdoor use and whatnot. This is a sexy knife. Function over beauty and beauty over function. You get both with this. It's a beautiful knife and it's a functional knife. I really dig it. It's got great lines. It's got good weight to it. Like, it's not a super light. It's not light, but it's not heavy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a proper weight. You could get away wearing this with some light shorts if you needed to. It's a pretty good fidget knife too. Opens real good. The lock, when it opens, it dead stops. Lock's hitting in the same spot every single time. Don't have to put any wrist action in it. I mean, it just opens. That's a great build. Really good knife right there. Thanks, Braden Sweeten. You did a good job, buddy, with the Brooder. Yeehaw. So that is your Pro Plus knife of the month right there, along with the rest of the Pro Plus box. So that's mission 113, folks. I freaking love the stuff in this box, man. Recap, the cat tongue grips right here. Really cool problem solver, okay? Play with it. See if you can figure out what in your life it can help you solve. It solved a few things for me, as a matter of fact, especially with some of my stuff in my truck. I got a lot of stuff in my truck that slides around. no longer slides around. It's freaking awesome. And, you know, glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. The modular bandage here from Olez, or however the crap you say it. Really cool bandage right there. A great thing to add to your medical preps. Again, not a medical professional, but I do know it's good gear. I do know that it is highly recommended by a lot of combat medics and trauma medics and things like that. So it's got to be a good thing to have. You just got to know how to properly use it, right? So be sure to get some training where you can get training, because, you know, it's just like other things, you know, pew-pews. You can have all the gear in the world. If you don't know how to use it, it really doesn't help you a whole lot, right? You could probably do more damage than you do good. So get training on medical stuff, even outside of this right here. We got the Tactica X100 Survival Lighter right there. Really cool lighter. It's got some fire tender or fire starter down inside of it as well. Be sure to get you some fluid. You're gonna need that. We can't ship that, unfortunately. But really cool, nice freaking lighter right there. It's got O-rings. You don't have to worry about it leaking or whatever, or drying out prematurely in your pockets and stuff like that. A really cool survival lighter. And it's bright orange, so you don't have to worry about putting it on the ground and freaking not finding it again. We got the Scout X right here. Flagship of Simple Shot. Great company, great people, great product, and you'll be a great shot with that slingshot right there. I'm telling you, it's a different experience once you spend a good 15-20 minutes trying to figure it out, watching their videos and really honing in on being consistent with how you're shooting your anchor point and all that, and you start hitting your targets, and you'll be amazed. You'll be absolutely freaking amazed how accurate you can be, especially once you graduate into shooting the steel shot. Tons of fun. You get plenty of clay ammo. You get 2 bands, a steel band and a clay band. You get some clay and steel ammo, and you get targets, and you get a full bag of 500 pieces of clay ammo. They setting you up for success, folks. Go out and use it, and then don't forget about the QR codes and stuff in there where you can go to their website and get a discount on more accessories and things like that for your slingshots. Then we got the Pod X. No longer do you have to worry about finding somebody to let you hook your jumper cables up to their car. No more winding up jumper cables, no more doing any of that stuff. You can handle it all yourself and even charge your dad-burn phone if you want to with that thing right there. It freaking works. And if it can turn over my old tractor, it can start pretty much any passenger vehicle out there, in my opinion. It's wonderful. I know good and well it works on a V8 engine. Plenty of uses between charges. It's really, really nice, and it's lightweight and small. It doesn't take up any space in your vehicle. You should have one in every one of your loved ones' vehicles, every single one of them. Hope you enjoy it, and hope it gets you out of a pinch one day like it has me. And then last but not least, we got the Braden Sweden Designs Brooder. That's a sexy knife. I mean, it is a really sexy knife. Great action, great feel, great materials, great look. I think you're really gonna love it. I really love the color, you know, and the design with the micarta, green micarta on the top with the stainless at the bottom. It kind of gives it a sleek look. It's sleek, it's freaking awesome. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to find out more about Battlbox, you can go to battlbox.com, battlbox.com, go to the What's in the Box page, and on that page, you will see everything from this mission all the way down to the very first one. See how we do things, see how we've evolved over the years. Of course, we couldn't do it without you, our subscribers and our fans and viewers and all that fun stuff. And I really appreciate you guys having given me the opportunity as a past customer in the beginning for the first 1.5 to 2 years to actually be able to share my passion of Battlbox as the face of the company. Love you guys. I mean it, and I'll see you next month. Try not to melt away throughout July. I'll see you next month for the August box. Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you're signed up for the August box, so that means you're an active subscriber for July, on July 15th for the August box, be on the lookout for some golden tickets. I'm just saying, we got battle games coming. So if you get a golden ticket, you'll have an opportunity to be one of the contestants. So if you get a golden ticket in August, be sure you follow the directions on that, and I might just see you down here in Georgia somewhere, do some survival stuff for some money. And if you're not a subscriber, if you go to battlegames.com, there may be a way you can get involved. I'm just saying.